So, are we finally going to get the story of how you and Ranni got together?
Yeah, for all the talk last time about delivering on the overly long title, it feels like it's taken forever for you to get to the point. Well, then you're in luck, because today is the day that I tell you the story of our reunion in full.
I remember when I first met the love of my life, Asuna. I was just a lonely, overpowered beater, yet to become the fearsome, infamous, ever so dashing and heroic black swordsman.
Seriously, why do I keep hearing boss music whenever you say that?
It was just meant to be, without two powerful, misunderstood, sexy loners who escaped into games were drawn together by a common destiny to adopt a mainframe fairy daughter and make sweet.
Hey!
I'm telling a story!
Yeah, I've had enough of the interruptions. Let's just get to the good stuff, okay? Perfect! Because this is where the story really starts getting good. Reuniting with my lady fair was not a simple affair. I had to brave her family's ancestral lawn, which was overgrown with ruins. And with ghosts. And with hands? Eventually, I fought my way up through Carrion Manor and to the highest towers used by the women of the ancient family, to the Lunar Tower where Ranni had set up her headquarters and had been well guarded by all kinds of trolls, warriors, ghosts, wolves, knights, and did I mention a frickin' dragon? After fending off Adula, I made my way up to the tower to finally meet my princess. After all this time, all the journeys across the lands between, and other distracting waifus, the countless deaths and the side quests, it had all been worth it just to see this smurfiest of smurfs.
What? What the
Unfortunately, it was not the reunion I'd been hoping for.
Oh, again we cross paths. I believe I said my name was Renna when last we met. It pleaseth me to see Torrent hale and hearty, but tarnished. What business hast thou here? I have no memory of inking thee an invitation. I see. Quite the sleuth, aren't we? Indeed, I am the Witch Ranni. I stole a fragment of the Rune of Death and used it to forge the god-slaying black knives through fearsome rite. I did it all. But sadly for thee, the curse mark thou seekest is not to be found here. I have slain the body I was born into and cast it away. And it is upon that flesh the curse mark is carved. And why should I reveal that to thee? I performed the act not to bury the past, nor in shame of the deed, but all the same, thy begging compels me not a jot. The curse mark thou seekest is not here. That is all I will say. Now, be gone.
Finding myself in an awkward situation, I returned to the Round Table Hall to confer with my allies. Thanks to Fia and Roger, things started coming together.
Dear Roger likes to talk of it when abed, the ancient plot, in which the first of the demigods was slain, the black knives wielded by the assassins who committed the act, along with the impressions they made, somehow hide the truth of the conspiracy.
Always good to see you safe. So, what do you need? This is a black knife print. I can scarcely believe you managed to get your hands on this. You recall our conversation about the Night of the Black Knives, yes? They say the assassins who carried out the deed were scions of the Eternal City. A group entirely of women, arrayed in armor of silver under cloaks which fooled the eye. The knives they wielded, though, were imparted with the power of the Rune of Death through sinister rite. Please, I beg of you, lend me the knife print for a time. I'd love nothing more than to tease out its secrets. Though only a fragment, a very specific ritual had to be performed to impart the power of the Rune of Death. Traces of the one who performed the rite are sure to remain in the imprint. Half my body has been suffused with death. I'm certain it will help me see.
I am pleased to see you. Would you like me to hold? The blessing is still Would you like to be held? Now. You are so very warm. I heard that you lent a hand to dear Roger. He seemed positively elated. He must be possessed of great mental fortitude. It anchors his will and sustains him, despite his grievous wounds. You truly are a champion to dear Roger, and myself too.
After entering into Ranni's service, I needed to assist Blide. I still have no idea how that spelling equals the pronunciation, but in any case, I needed to assist him in stealing our way into Nokron, and stealing away the dagger used by the people of Nox, of the Night of Black Knives. Many, many years before, Ranni had recruited the elite female warriors and assassins of the Eternal City to help her assassinate her half-brother Godwyn, and cleave her of her own Empyrean flesh. It was a truly elaborate scheme that might have even had the blessing and assistance of the goddess Queen Marika herself. It's quite the story when you stop to think about it. In order to break the hold that the Greater Will had exerted on the royal dynasty, the gods, and the lands between, Ranni sought to steal away her own destiny from the Greater Will and its meddling emissaries, the Two Fingers. To do this, Ranni needed an implement forged from blasphemy, a weapon that could kill gods when even the rune of destined death, the final death of even the gods themselves, was sealed away and kept hidden by Queen Marika. The Nox, with their incredible alchemical abilities, had found a way to create artificial life and even deal a kind of death to deity, their enemies. The Black Knife assassins used Ranni's information to carve the Rune of Death into Godwyn's golden flesh, thereby breaking the royal family. The man who should have ascended to the throne of the lands between was gone. His spirit fled, but his body forced to endure, while Ranni's body was burned away, and her spirit set free through the etched rune within her own flesh. With her death now covered up in the grander plot, Ranni was able to use a new body and orchestrate her destiny from behind the scenes, fighting against her siblings and half-siblings, while they warred against each other in the greater war to control the Erdtree dynasty and the Elden Ring. However, there was one who stopped all of this through the sheer force of his own will: General Radahn.
Now he gathers the corpses of former friends and foes alike, gorging on them like a dog.
Learning that Ranni was central to the conflict that had pulled me to this other world, to the lands between, was rather shaking. But hey, when you're inexplicably, undeniably in love with a spirit-possessing a cracked and sexy doll, well, what are you gonna do? I naturally went through with the plot to break into Nokron and find what Ranni needed. However, that was the problem. While it was possible to slip into the underworld and spy the Eternal City from afar, there was no good way to get there and steal the Finger Slayer blade. To that end, I needed to return to the surface and confront the one all called the strongest of the demigods, General Radahn, a being who was not only physically imposing, but had learned all the magic of his mother, Queen Rennala, and by his might alone, even the stars of the heavens were sealed in their place and had not moved. In order then to finally get the gears of fate twisting once more and unlock a path forward for Ranni to achieve her mysterious ends, Radahn would need to be killed. So I left for the blighted, cursed lands of Caelid to face my greatest enemy yet. See, now this is a good story. Then why did it take us so long to get here? Because this is a self-insert shipper story that, oh no, I don't think I'm supposed to break the fourth wall this much, am I? Too late, because this is precisely what this story is all about.
But just in case, let me search for my name among the internets. Perchance some discussion is taking place. Honey is cute. I'm going to marry Ron.
I understand. The need for Puppet Gash is strong. Do you think I've not felt it?
Oh, a little Ranni doll. I know exactly what to do with her.
Stupid maidenless tarnished, I demand to release me!
Thank you all.
Hi there everyone, Lars here from Camille's Harem. Not just a podcast for novice writers by novice writers, but also a YouTube channel by novice writers for novice writers. Because writing is an adventure, it's more fun with friends. And with this installment of That Time I Married a Goddess, I wanted to go beyond the meta commentary and jokes and really focus on the story itself. Elden Ring is full of incredible lore and stories. Some of them you learn as you play throughout the game, and others are things that you experience as you play, rather than just simply sitting down and learning through a cool cutscene. I feel like Ranni's questline is one of those few that blends both elements together very strongly. However, my experience with the game was slightly different than what the tutorials tell you to do. See, I had gone to Ranni without first consulting with Rogier. As a result, I ticked her off. My return under false pretenses made me wonder if I could even get the ending where you would become Ranni's consort. It felt like I had to work extra hard now to gain her trust. Now, of course, the game has predetermined outcomes based on your choices, and using the Celestial Dew at the Church of Vows undoes some of the bad choices that you might make along the way. But this got me thinking. It's not bad for a romance between characters to start off rocky. Now, you'll be surprised how many authors understand this, even want to have that misunderstanding and antagonism between characters at the start of their fictional romances, but they never fully follow through with it. To many writers, they just want to get to the good, steamy bits, and they either then just simply jump straight to the characters liking each other, or they breeze as quickly as they possibly can through all of the antagonism that starts off at the beginning of this relationship, but then it gets quickly resolved, so that way they can just jump straight to their characters clapping and dancing the mattress mumbo. A far stronger option, though, is to lean into that misunderstanding and beginning initial antagonism between your romantic interests. Make these characters work to overcome the obstacles in the way of them falling in love. And you can do it without signaling that this will happen. You can do that by having the desired OTP engaging in serious relationships with other people. Have them learn first to be real friends, maybe, with the person they're supposed to end up with before they even develop genuine romantic feelings. And even then, make that a process that happens over time. Maybe even have them have like a little spark, but then separate them from each other and let absence make the heart grow fonder. And really, a lot of that is just general surface level stuff that you can then tease and expand on and make it even more deeper and meaningful for your intended couple. Love, whether in real life or in fiction, is work. We care far more about the relationships that had to struggle to even come into being as opposed to the ones that just simply are. Without the struggle, we end up valuing them even less than we should, and we are robbed of chances to fully explore who these characters are and why we should even care about them. So, a little food for thought to all of you who are thinking about incorporating romance into your epic stories. And if you would like other reviews, analyses, writing, insights, and advice, then hey, beyond this video, please check out the other ones that we have done. And make sure that you have subscribed and have rung the bell notifications, because we will return with another episode for That Time I Married a Goddess. And yes, I am dreading and anxiously awaiting the Shadow of the Erd Tree DLC. It's gonna be bonkers, and I can't wait to die countless more times going up against another one of Ranni's relatives. I am really committing fratricide in these games, aren't I? But as you wait for the next episode to come on out, or for our next video in general, if you're looking for refreshing, fun storytelling, we have plenty of books for you to check out. Links for all of the ones that we have published and for more are in the descriptions below. Hopefully you'll check them out and give them a read, but ultimately, we are just so grateful that you've joined us for this incredible journey that we call writing. And until the next video, y'all, tschüss.